Section A8 and A9 goes to the profile and status of each of the TIDs. In particular, this is the budget information, which I believe is one of the items for the board consideration. So you can see TID 1 for the remainder of life, looking for placeholder of $5,000 per year for administrative audit costs until TID closure.
We're going to talk about the budget separately, the difference there in the meeting.
Which one?
Like the 10,000 from each of the TIDs. So
I think we can talk about them now.
Okay, I couldn't remember last year. I think we just paid for seat costs out of one, correct?
Paid for what?
Administrative costs, developer recruitment, all that, all those expenditures were just in TIF 1, correct?
Yeah.
Transfer?
Okay, no, just ongoing costs, like staff time and everything. Okay, so I guess my question was, these all add up to 50,000 between 3, 4, and 5, correct?
I believe.
Okay, all right, maybe it's 40, now that I'm saying it, maybe it's 40, but is that up or down from last year, is my question?
Well, that's down from last year.
But it's down from last year.
Again, staff has got, we took a 5-year metric for, I don't want to really say in conjunction with the long-term village budget, but looking at the key staff members whose time was being allocated and most all phase out and transition out as different projects come to completion. So those numbers definitely cycle down. And then it really becomes a major component where it's really just audit and compliance work, and then a minimal amount of staff time and benefit costs.
Because all the staff time, for at least for TID 1, really was transferred out, right? To the CDA?
No, I still spend time administering TID 1, and
But we paid for the CDA, 7,000.
not to administer TID 1, the CDA doesn't. To administer the CDA programs. It's subtle, but yeah. And again, last year, there's probably 3 pages of
Projections, yeah.
budget variables, and again, for modeling purposes, we're just dropping a nice simple number. Those numbers will get updated as time as these different projects and TIDs get closer to completion. There'll be less and less staff time, but based on what we've got at the village level, we think that this is pretty center target.
The only reason I ask is, trying, so first year at CDA with, paying into the village for administrating our own projects. So, so my understanding is there's about 10,000 a year. I don't know what we budgeted in ours for staff, administration, and then this would be on top of it. So this is
Right, that's for the CDA funded stuff. This is for the higher level TID general activities.
about 20,000.
So this is going to be in the village budget, not in the CDA budget.
Correct.
Correct.
But isn't TID spending closed? So how do we charge administration against it if it's not coming from the transfer?
TID spending is closed for project costs, but not for
But not
administrative costs.
Okay.
Administrative and compliance costs. Those are eligible until TID close.
Just seems like 20 grand from TID a year. But it's 10 here and then 10 from the CDA budget. Two different
I
budgets.
think the CDA budget goes to administer the facade and business loan program, right?
Yes.
So it's,
And business development for the other.
Yeah, it's not the whole. This is the same staff person. but yeah,
It's predominantly TID 1,
Right,
historically
TID
TID 1. So yeah,
Those
but they're in 2
all
different,
coming out of TID 1. 'Cause
No.
everything else-
last year they did. You're right.
I mean,
So I-
it's 20 grand from that TID. That was total.
Correct.
So you've got 10,000 for TID 1, 20,000 for TID 3, 10,000 for TID 4, and 10,000 for TID 5 for a total of 50,000 a year right now. And I assume the 20,000 for TID 3 is because of the newness of what's going on with
It's an active TID. All other TID activities have finished completion.
yeah.
Again, TID 5 is wrapping up as we speak.
Okay.
And then an additional from the amount that we transferred to CDA for the next.
Okay.
Any other questions on the budget numbers? All right, page 810.
And just going back to that, that's basically what our consideration is tonight.
I believe, yes. I think you're accepting the report and your.
And the reasonableness of those projected budgets.
Right. And the goals coming up.
Absolutely.
All right.
For village board.
We're approving the 10,000. Are we approving the budget? No.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
you're approving the request of the
Yeah.
50,000 spread across.
CDA's.
We're approving that, okay. I
believe so.
thought you were
Consider-
reporting.
yeah.
I did not realize that.
Okay.
Sorry, 810, just a brief review of the two other, the programs CDA has active, the SOC program, business loan program, the discussion of historical activity. Under those programs, obviously, these are the two programs that were transferred to CDA. They're obviously in their infancy. We have had no business loan requests under the CDA program. We've had very small, two small facade requests under the new CDA program. Moving on to A11, this is a new sheet for the board. Historically, we've obviously been actively involved in development and using the TID tool to do that, as the CDA has been talking about, let's look at other activities we can undertake to meet our objectives. So we put together a high-level future goals discussion for the board's consideration. I think it speaks for itself. Again, the goal is to keep talking about our toolbox and things we have to help businesses, help the village, look at housing. There's lots of different things we can do. So the objective is to start doing some research on those, figuring out whether and how we can bring those programs to, well, first of all, what are they out there? This is sort of a list of things we know about. There are certainly plenty of other activities going on that the communities are doing that we might be able to bring here. We believe we need to have more tools at our disposal, and so the first step really is to do some research to figure out how we could bring them into the village. Item 2 is policy and procedure enhancement. I believe this, this has come out of a lot of the discussions we've had about transparency, making sure people understand what the process is, making sure we are being as open as possible to the community. We can always get better at that. Again, Trustee Amenta noted that other communities have TID guidelines, so we started taking a look at those, and with the idea of incorporating some element of those that, again, people have more information or enough information to understand how things work and how, sort of what the expectations are. As I say here, we certainly want to maintain flexibility. We would never want to limit ourselves unnecessarily, but at the same time have guidelines, rules, procedures that make sure we follow a well-defined process as we go through this. And then the last item is just the activities we have under retail relations, developer relations, community outreach, and program marketing, just to continue to push along on those. So it would be my expectation, as we were talking in the CDA meeting, that next year we would provide you obviously with an update with this. I think we did technically say this is for this year. This is a lot to take on. We certainly, I don't know that we accomplished this all in 1 year, but I think we take some good steps on this this year. Again, come back to the board with activities that we've undertaken to continue to have the tools we think we need. So I don't know if the board has any questions or comments on that?
I just wanted to thank you. We talked a lot at CDA, just speaking as a CDA member, but and I'm hoping that we move in the direction of doing some housing programs. We do have 2 on the books, 2 or 3, I'm not sure about anything, but that we might be reviewing just to make sure they're still relevant. And then potentially looking at some other housing rehab, maybe senior housing rehab, any type of housing initiative to balance out some of the commercial initiatives that we've had. So I'm glad to see that that's listed and I'm excited about that.
Just one other, I would say, aside bit on this is, again, as a result of Trustee McCabe's getting the various committee heads together. I know a bunch of you were at that meeting. We've had additional discussions across the committees looking at ways to partner. So again, I think that's going to be a source to Trustee Rozak's point, hearing what some of the needs are from other constituencies to know with respect to housing. You know, is that some, you know, are the other committees hearing that kind of thing? How should we incorporate that into our activities to make sure, you know, our goal is to work on and or develop activities and programs that the community wants. So we're talking about ways to do that, whether it's listening sessions to hear from the community, what, you know, what do they think are the pressing needs with respect to what the CDA's guidelines and objectives are that we consider. Because again, I think we all have our ideas about what's most important, but let's make sure we get, again, in the interest of transparency, make sure we get the community's feedback on that, and that we know we're working forward on things they want us to do, and then providing feedback with where we are, closing the loop with them with respect to status on those. Okay. 812 is, we just had the budget discussion, I believe. This is just kind of a one-page summary of expenses associated with the budget numbers. Mark, I don't know if there's any.
Right, this is a framework of the CDA funds that were transferred, and I think how the CDA, you know, conceptually will work through that. Obviously, if new initiatives come out of CDA, they will make additional decisions at that point, but this is largely based on the parameters of the transfers that were authorized last year. We do have 3 distinct pools of funding that the board authorized the CDA to continue with their activities. So we do not mix and match those. We keep those separate. Obviously, at December 31, 2016, there were no transactions. So again, it's pretty much a parody of a lot of the documentation that was used to authorize the transfers at the end of last year.
I might have been the only one on the board. When we authorized transfer out of TID1, I assumed incorrectly that the 7.7, that's an annual allocation from that transfer out of TID1, would cover our admin costs for that TID since the expenditure period was closing. I didn't realize that you were allowed to keep your administration open, but I do have to voice that I think that because we have transferred all this money out, I feel that the additional money that we're now taking out of TID, or in this, since we're approving the budget, when we get to that item, it seems excessive. It might not be, I don't know, but like you said, for developer recruitment, well then we've already we transferred out money to do that in this budget, so why are we doing, now we're doubling that budget? Am I making sense to people? So my assumption was we transferred the money out because expenditure was closing, and that the reason we transferred out admin costs was because I thought we couldn't spend it anywhere else. But now we're budgeting not only the transfer money, but now we're also continuing to budget the same amount that we did every year from the TID. So we're actually increasing our spending.
Well, if I might, the amount of funds that are used for placeholder forecasts inside TID expenditures are for village staff administration of the TID district proper, the annual reports, the auditing reports, the state reports, things of that nature, including audit fees, preparation of those reports, preparation of joint review board meetings. Those are all statutorily necessitated functions of maintaining a TID prior to closure. Now, it's after the expenditure period, so the allowable costs within the TIDs are constrained to that narrow scope of functions. What's in the CDA are the items that were previously in the TIDs for developer recruitment, for facade program management, for
So that now.
neighborhood loan program, not neighborhood loan, business loan programs,